the follow-up ecosystem session, or Alistair's just sending me a joining code. I think you'll remember a few weeks ago, I'm not sure exactly when it was, but a little while ago, we were profiling the chess. And at the end of that ecosystem session, I'm just looking for the date here in my folder. At the end of that ecosystem session, one of the core Holochain dev, no, actually, I can't remember, but let me just go back in the code. So we've been working with Guillem and the EYSS team for a while on the idea of games on Holochain. And then with Guillem's work on turn-based games and Eric's work on Sin and other things, it seemed like a perfect opportunity to start to build out chess. At the same time, David Meister, one of the core Holochain devs, was bugging me. He's like, we should just get chess going on Holo. And after the ecosystem session, I think everything aligned, and Guillem worked with Alistair, which we'll hear more about, and Rob from the Build It series. And here we are today to look at elemental chess. So the first community built application on Holo, and I believe that I'm going to be playing today. So oh man, it's exciting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All
so
right.
Yeah, what do you want to do, David? Do you want to just share your screen and let people see what your, or
yes, let me
share mine?
Why don't I share mine and you talk? You talk everybody through it.
Yeah. Sure.
How's that? Here's my screen. Okay. So let me share my screen. Here we go. So we have our Elemental Chess login, and you should be able to see our faces as well.
You should use the main link, just the host one, rather than this temporary one.
Okay, I should use this link. Okay.
Because it's a nicer link. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, thanks, Alistair. I agree. Okay. And so I'm going to, first time using the hApp, create credentials. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Okay.
And so, Alistair, you've given me a nice joining code here.
I have. Some people may notice this login looks the same as the one for Elemental Chat. It's the standard Holo hosting entry point, because it's actually like a secure. It's basically a secure key manager in the browser, so your keys are never accessible by anyone else.
Okay, super. Oh, passwords do not match. There we go. All right, so I've got the details to sign on. Here we go. I'm going to sign in. So Alistair or Guillem, can you just tell me tell me and other people what's happening now? So where am I actually signing in to?
What you're doing is you are creating keys, your own public and private keys, based on your email and password, and they stay securely in your browser in a little secure key manager, again, that the app itself doesn't have direct access to. So you're not signing to anywhere else, you're just creating keys so that you can sign Zoom calls on the source chain.
Got it. Okay. So now it asks me to create profile.
Grandmaster Dave.
Grandmaster Dave. Oh, yeah. I'm having a create profile trouble here.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh.
No, it just took a little bit of time.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh, wow. All right. Here are some players as well. Okay. Tell me what's going on here, Guillem.
Yeah, sure. So here it's basically the main dashboard that you can have for the chess, and you can see all the players listed on the left bottom side.
Yep.
And then you can create an invitation searching an agent here. Yeah, so you can just invite me.
Okay, so I'm going to send you an invitation. Yeah.
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. And now, let's see. Yes, let me. And this is part of what I wanted to talk about. So what I'm seeing on my side is it seems, yeah, let me just log in again. It's a Holo hosting error where the cell is missing when I was idle for too much time. I don't know, Alistair, if you want to dive into that a bit later, but now I'm just trying to refresh the login and go inside. Okay. Yeah, going in. Okay, see you invitation, Grandmaster Dave. I don't trust that you're a Grandmaster, but I'm going to accept it anyway.
We'll see you in 5 minutes.
right. Okay.
Guillem's about to get curb stomped.
Oh my god. Let's see.
Oh. Should we invite again?
Yeah,
It was running a lot smoother. I'm going to blame it on my Holoport because I've been having internet issues for the last 2 days. Ever since this engineer came round to the flat to go fix the internet for someone else, I've had these internet issues, and all of this is happening on my Holoport.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, and part of what I wanted to talk about is that with the chess, we haven't been able to make all the optimizations necessary for this to be extra smoother. Like when you're in Holochain, you're in local and everything is like blazingly fast.
Yep.
But when you are in Holo, you have to constantly go through the network, and we haven't done the necessary optimizations to basically group round trips together and be able to have a much smoother experience.
Makes sense.
So yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely on our radar as well to gather feedback from Guillem and other devs on building out more of that developer experience. But that's not where you start from, right? You start from the raw, like something that's pretty raw so that you can be intentional about everything.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so it looks like a game has just started. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It's taking a little bit of time to load.
Yeah, I'm seeing more timeouts and internet connection troubles than before. Let's see. Well, you have it loaded.
Okay. I'm white, so okay. Let's go. Oh, look, I'm moving. Can you see the screen on your end, Guillem?
No. I'm just trying to go through it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move anyway.
Yeah. You can.
If this doesn't work well, If this doesn't work well, I can go and switch to a different Holoport, one that's probably a bit more stable.
Okay.
It really, I really have been having internet issues the last few days. It's very annoying.
Yeah, but you have been able to play a move because this is not like sync chess in the sense that both players don't really need to be online at the same time.
Yep.
They can basically move whenever.
Yep.
And pick up the game 1 week later, and it still works.
I know you have any questions about how it all works and everything. We can talk about that while.
Yeah, well, I've got a lot of questions on how it works. And Guillem, do you want to just talk us through what's been going on since the last time I saw you? Because you're right, it has been a little while.
Oh, okay, but let me see. I just joined. Okay, so I just joined the chess game.
Oh, yeah.
I made a move.
Yep.
It seems you didn't get it. Could you try refreshing?
Yeah, sure.
See if you were getting timeouts on your side. Yeah, so...
Yep.
Okay, go.
No, I was going to say, so this is actually great to see. So what we're seeing here at the moment is the consequence of running an application on a single Holoport that's got a poor internet connection. So
pretty much.
Yep, cool. I mean, and so over time, like applications will harden their error testing and all those kind of things. So you'll know, but also the network will come on to be a lot of other support rather than just it be Alistair's Holoport. So it'll be interesting for me to see now what happens when we switch holoports or we add another holoport to the network to support this, like see how that runs. So I'm quite happy. Yeah, thanks for all of these delays. This is very useful. Here we go. Let's see what's happening. Ooh, hang on. Alistair, have you switched over the port?
I have not.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still reconciled. Okay, so let me go here. It's the Grandmaster Dave opening.
Yeah, but I just took your pawn, so I don't know if that's going to work too much for you.
What do you mean? You took my pawn? Though you weren't supposed to do that. Let me refresh again.
Okay, I got your move immediately.
You did? Okay.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't receive anything back. I just refreshed. I didn't receive anything back, but perhaps I could have waited.
And yeah, I can talk a bit about my experience in like this is an example of their experience. In that writing the chess application for Holochain itself, we were relying much more on signals and signals being blazing fast.
Yep.
And we didn't have any list of current games that you were playing because we relied on these signals to keep you up to date actually. But in Holo's case, that doesn't make a lot of sense actually. Because people may not be looking at the browser right now, so they may miss signals. And also we're finding that DHT gossip propagation is a bit slow still with sharding not being online. I think that's one of the issues there. So yeah, there are a lot of improvements that we can add on to make the user experience better that actually we didn't need in Holochain. So that's been an interesting learning experience as well.
So how was the process of, apart from the things that you've learned, like how was it actually getting elemental chess onto Holo? Like how did it work?
Yeah, so the main part of it, well, there were two main parts for it. One was figuring out how to set up a proper test environment actually for Holo. And in that, the Holo team did quite a good job having like a shortcut. Like you can boot up a Holochain node in your computer and you can pretend you are in a Holo environment and shortcut to your Holochain node, right? So you don't have to have a Holo port for to test Holo, and that's actually like really this is what you want as far as application development and so on goes. So when we had that, and that took a bit of juggling around, and the bridge between the two, there were some documentation issues, and well, we needed some adjustments. But once we did that, yeah,
it's your turn, by the way.
Yeah, it's my turn. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, now it's moving. Now it's a lot smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like nothing's happened. Okay, so here's a check for you.
What? What? This isn't supposed to happen.
Why not? Like
not for Grandmaster Dave.
Not for Grandmaster Dave.
Well, okay. My turn now, huh? Okay, another check. Going to be like chasing your king.
Yeah. Hang on, your holoport got a bit excited, Alistair, with all this flurry of activity. Let's leave it for a minute and see what happens.
Sure.
No, I will. Oh, Alistair's gone. No wonder we're not seeing the turn. Anticipation is absolutely killing me. I can only assume if you say you put me into check, you've moved the queen to F2.
No, I actually brought my bishop out.
Oh my goodness!
To B4 to
bishop to B4.
More. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and now I'm refreshing, and I'm not even able to connect to the Holoport because
Okay, let's see what
Alistair.
happens.
This is like a real stress test or edge test. Yeah,
exactly. Let's test how
Like-
elemental chess works in an environment where Holoport that's got no functional internet connection.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Well, we got to play like bit by bit. We got to advance through the application and got to play. So
exactly.
I was to finish my thought there. So that was the first big part of transitioning elemental chess to Holo, and that was a big learning experience for us. And actually, we have a lot of feedback also for the Holo team to try to improve and make the experience smoother for the next bunch of developers that are going to try this.
Yep.
The second part of it was actually having all our code be Holochain or Holo agnostic. Like actually the UI code we had only prepared to go to Holochain, and actually the only thing that the UI code needs to know is where to call this function in this DNA, right?
Yeah.
So hey, I want to call the get all profiles in this DNA, and we actually had to create a wrapper library for both Holochain and Holo connections to be able to be agnostic.
Yep.
And transitioned all our UI code to that wrapper library, and now you can basically connect to anything you want as long as it's working with that wrapper library.
Okay.
And actually, we published that, and that's on NPM if anyone else wants to use it. And I think actually Kizuna is using it, and I was talking with Neil today, and they got Holo connection working as well. So I think that's great news and very good next steps.
Talking to who?
Neil from Kizuna.
No, okay, Neil from Kizuna. Perfect. Yep.
Sorry about that. And obviously my Holoport went down as well. So here's a suggestion. You can try signing up two new users. Let me send two joining codes to you, and then these will be on a different Holoport, which I think is a more stable connection. So that top one, David, you want to grab that one?
Oh yeah, I need to. Yep. That you just sent through.
And then,
just gotta wait for it to.
And that's what Guillem. That's for you.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we don't have any source chain migration, David. So once you're signed up on the Holoport, your source chain is on that Holoport. But we will be doing work to enable this source chain migration, so it's not Holoport specific.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it is right now, you have to log out, and then you have to create a new user if you want to switch to a more stable Holoport.
Yeah.
Or my internet's better now, so you can always just give it another try if you want. It's up to you.
I'm creating a new user.
Yeah. How do I do
So,
that?
So David, can you click log out in the top
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Now create a user.
Yeah, here we go.
And then wait. Which are you using a different joining code to Guillem?
Yep, I believe so. I'm using the one you gave to me.
No. You need to use another one I gave to you because we have validation rules.
Yeah. You gave this one. Yeah, the one at the top. Yeah, let's test.
The new one, right? The second one. I gave 3.
Yes.
The second one, right?
You giving me? I'm using the second one, and Guillem's using the third one.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, something's not working.
Yeah, I'm getting an error in the chat, Alistair. Well, it's in Catalan actually, in the chat, the error, but because this is how the browser is.
Sorry, let me check.
Yeah, so to just finish what I was saying about the wrapper library for the two for the two connections, Holo and Holochain. I think in the future, like mid-future, Alastair, correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea is to have that be a unified web SDK that can recognize the environment in which the app is running, like am I running in Holo or am I running in Holochain or whatever, and adapt to that and connect correctly to the application as needed. That's not there yet. So in the meantime, as some kind of scaffolding, this wrapper library is what we need.
Yeah, and I think we want to. So firstly, give me a moment. I'm just restarting this other Holo port. I was switching it between our networks, and because it was in a different network, so I had to switch it over to this test network. So just don't click anything for a minute. So it's rebooting right now.
So I'm actually curious about that. In which network did this new Holo port? Was this new Holo port running?
Sure. So this Holo port was in our production network. So it uses the standard holohost.net and connects to all our production infrastructure. And we're currently running all this on our test infrastructure. So I had to switch it across. And when I switched it across, it has to request a new HTTPS certificate, and it didn't. So I just had to reboot it.
Nice. Yeah, so and actually this reminds me of the experience I'm having right now in the Holochain ecosystem as well, which is we are starting to be able to play with things, which is really exciting. But we get very, very excited and we try to test 5 different things on top of each other, and then something maybe not wrong here, maybe here it's a glitchy or whatever. So yeah, it's for me, it's absolutely normal that we are seeing these kinds of problems, but at the same time, it's so exciting to be able to play with it.
Yeah, and these are definitely things that we will work to get smoother. Just it takes a bit of time, and part of it is it being ironed out right now with our elemental chat pre-release. So that's where we're ironing out a lot of the production, well, all the scale issues. But it's pretty exciting in the sense that it's all transferable, right? Because it's all running on the same infrastructure. So once everything on elemental chat runs well, then we can be fairly confident that it'll run well for elemental chess as well. And other
elemental
apps.
Go.
What about elemental Scrabble?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's do it. So Guillem, how did you get anywhere, or maybe not, with thinking about how a score might persist, a ranking or whatever it is?
Yeah, that's a really interesting, and yeah, you would think it's not that convoluted, but it can get. So right now we are just storing in the DHT the results of every chess game. So this hash of the chess game, who won and how many moves. Really, this is all we are storing. From that, it's actually pretty easy to build an ELO type score that's just about relative skill, I guess. So basically, it gathers all the games that you did before now, and it expects you to win over the player with less score, and if you don't, then you get penalized a lot for it, right?
Yep.
It's actually quite interesting how it works, but it's quite simple at the end. It's some math and that's it.
Yep.
The problem with that comes when we want to be compatible with Secret Capital, for example.
Yes.
And things like reputation, infrastructure, and portable reputation.
Yep.
I'm not sure how to translate this relative skill to different communities. So for example, let's say that we three are a community, right? And we are playing in a chess DNA and so on, and we keep playing. And now I have an ELO of 500, and David is a grandmaster. He has an ELO of 2000, for example. But now we try to port that reputation. That ELO has actually been built by the context, by the games between the players. So I'm not really sure how to translate it to there. Like, we could transport the number for sure, but and as a good first I don't know, test, that would be fun.
Yep.
But I'm really not sure if your 2000 in this community mean the same as the 2000 in that community, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna need a bit of help from Sid and Postby to not at the technical level, but at the conceptual level, to be able to know exactly what we need to port. Do we need to port all the games that you played for the calculations to happen over at the other? Like, we have that data, we can port it. It's going to take a bit of time, but I think it's manageable. So yeah, that's
I get it, because you're really thinking about the reputation exchange layer there, aren't you? It's like I'm contributing something to a reputation exchange. I want to adapt it into a new context. What good is this thing that I have into that context? Yeah. So it becomes very interesting. So to move it to something like Elemental Go, not so much an issue, because I think that does ELO as well, right? And so you could actually. Could you create a hybrid ELO that could your performance in chess, you know what I mean? Could it actually span the two networks?
Wow, I hadn't thought about that. Like, it could for sure. The issue is not technical. It could for sure.
Yep.
You would be like computing the score, like your skill across board games.
Yeah, because turn-based games, for example, you'd have a turn-based game ELO.
That's really interesting. I'm not sure if the ELO creator would be happy about this, because they were thinking about, I expect you to win. If you don't win, you get punished. So if you come in with a massive ELO from playing chess games, and then you go into Scrabble and you don't know the first thing about Scrabble, you may lose half of your reputation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there'll be an interesting way to, there will be an interesting way to do it, because maybe it's not it's like not a fixed, we'll have to think through the characteristics of this, but it'll be pretty cool to see something like this start to persist through Go and Scrabble.
Yeah. And you actually could define dimensions.
Yeah.
Well, you could have a dimension in strategy, a dimension in intuition, a dimension in, and then every game weighted for every strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
This is starting to get interesting.
I've been waiting 1.5 years for this conversation. It started with Space Invaders. I really want to do Elemental Space Invaders, improve the UI a little bit, and then have my like hit accuracy and other things, like move into other environments. And like, is someone whose hit accuracy in Space Invaders good more likely to be good at Scrabble? Like, what does it say? Because it's like, am I just an erratic firer in Space Invaders? But does that also mean I take rapid turns in other games?
Right. And it can create interesting dynamics as well. Like, okay, in this community, I get the skill not from being good at one thing, but from being good in different range of things that we all agreed on upon entrance. I
can't get the other Holo port to get that certificate. I'm suspecting that maybe we ran into a rate limit on how many certificates we can get, because it's just a DevNet. But my Holo port's now a bit more stable. I think my internet's a bit more stable. So if you can just sign in to your existing user, it should be good.
Cool. Okay. Oh, come on.
It's logging. It's spinning. It's logging
Okay.
in.
Oh, my erratic clicking is not helpful. You can see my
Guillem, were you able to log in?
Yeah. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna suggest we pause for today. We say, wasn't this fantastic? We set up an environment next Tuesday or for early next week. Let's work out a more stable environment to run the application in and reconvene next week.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Sounds awesome.
Thanks, Guillem, for all your work. Thanks, Alistair, for being here and everything and getting it running and then not running. And thanks, Internet Man, for destroying Alice's internet connection.
Yeah, I just got their phone number.
Okay. Cool. Okay, well, we'll catch you all next week. Hope you've enjoyed watching.